Good. Just need to get
Good.
set up.
Yeah. Yeah. This one should wake you up with a nice brisk painting, right?
Yeah. Get us ready for winter.
You're right. Right.
Jim, what is this? Is this a wolf?
It is. It is a wolf.
Okay, I was thinking it's coyote, wolf. What are we
You know,
on here?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a wolf. Coyotes are a little skinnier and uh, looks a little the snout's a little different. That's what I'm thinking.
You have a lot of people that like to buy photos and paintings of wolves.
Well, I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah.
Dogs and wolves swimming, you know.
Coyotes, yeah, all of
Yeah,
that.
bears swimming. I mean, you for that point's probably gone right away.
That bear swimming, yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to frame them, do you?
No, that would be my husband says to me, he says, you ought to frame them. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's then a very loss making enterprise there.
Oh, come on. They could be fun paintings. They're fun paintings. All right. Well, let's get this back a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. I just, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I just, kind of felt like I wanted to paint it. Sometimes you look at things, you go, well, I like to paint that. I can see
No,
how.
that's why I asked, because I figured you wanted to paint this, and you must think that,
I
there's a
think
market.
I think it will work out, and I can see it as a painting. I can see the strokes. I can see how the colors are going to work together, and I see the base. I see how loose it can be, and I think it stands a chance of being a nice painting just because the looseness can be done. If you can paint the fur with simple big strokes and get the idea of it without noodling it to death, I think it could be a real fun painting. And I think it could be enjoyable.
In progress.
So there we go.
I tell you what I liked about it is I thought it had the possibility for some Prussian blue.
Oh, you and your pressure blue.
I know. It hardly gets out to play.
Oh, I know. Oh my God, you can't go anywhere without pressing blue these days with you. You could, yeah. Then, yeah, definitely. Then if I were doing that, I would not be using phthalo green.
Right.
I'd just use that, and then probably alizarin or one of the reds, whichever one is going to work out. That would be my choice then. If that's the way you want to go, okay, fine. Nothing too easy. But yeah. Wait, last week, what did we paint last week? We painted some beautiful horses. Everybody, who sent them in, I thought you guys did a great job on this one. It's fun. I love the colors. I like the muted colors. I like the the feel of it, I guess. And then nothing too dark, and nothing too light. So, and just letting the colors work. Yeah, it was a fun one, being long and skinny like that. It's always interesting. So we'll see about doing some more of these long ones here and there. It's hard to do verticals with you guys because the camera has to be back so far for that, so that doesn't really work. So they all got to be kind of landscapey. But that was turned out well. It's really good horse people out there. You guys did good, strong horses. So today we'll do wolves. I was doing going to do a workshop. Well, couple weeks ago on painting from bad photos, and that just it didn't fill out, and I just painted on my own, in fact. But I was going to show you that kind of what I was talking about in that workshop a little bit about this one, because this photo we're working from today. I'm going to use this one. I'll leave that one up there. Just printed out differently, wrong. But got lucky. I got the whole thing. This photo I got was sent to me, and I get this all the time from clients and things. They send me photos, but they are just so low res, and it's the only one they ever took. And it's usually just so pixelated when you blow it up at very small margin. All of a sudden, it just goes. You can't tell what anything is. You can't see shapes. You can't see anything. So that's the way this one is, and it doesn't look like it. It's not too bad. Like, I can paint that. That's been good. But if you get it rough any bigger, then it kind of blows up. Let me blow it up and go through that. And I guess my point was I was going to show you, sometimes not even bad photos can still be, you don't have to stay with the photo as much.
The one you showed us looked like it was horizontal, Jim.
Yeah, it just printed. When I hit print, I didn't turn it around. But that's the beauty of this shot. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do a vertical or horizontal on this one, you can do it. I was just going for designing. Yeah, designing is going, against the grain. It looks good and it's unique against other ones. So yeah, most people, I might, I'm hedging my bet too on this one, I must say. Yeah, it works really good here as a vertical. But yeah, I mean, you blow it up right, it can work as a horizontal pretty easily too. So but this is what I was going to talk about. This is getting in here. If you want to get in here anywhere close, you can just start to see it breaking up and fuzzing around on the outsides. You can tell. But this one, there is enough to do it. Like the eyes aren't clear and stuff. But sometimes, like I say, the best photos do not become the best paintings. So sometimes you have more liberty with a bad photo because, you don't care. You're taking in consideration that photo is screwed anyway. So just paint what you want. Take and have some fun with it. Take a chance and just see if you can make it a lot better. And you probably can. This is kind of fun because I'm looking at this. I'm pretty sure it's a wolf. It's a wolf. I probably should look up the real big difference between a wolf and a coyote. But
Yeah, I asked Jack and he thought it was a wolf too.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a wolf just because of the face and the size. It feels, heavier than a coyotes have such skinny legs. Yeah, this guy, I looked at him and go, well, one thing that does happen really nicely, if you look closely at this, it breaks down pretty simply into strokes. And I'll start kind of drawing out a few strokes here. Yeah, you have the nose, right, and the mouth and the eyes and stuff. But you can start to see, how how things start to break out into nice strokes, simply going around here, how you can try and get these things done simply. And that's the whole thing is when you don't have a lot of detail in a photo, you can't paint it. And if you can't paint it, you just got to make your strokes more effective. And that's what we'll try to go for here. We're going to try and make these strokes really, have some movement to them and really give this sitting, laying wolf here some action, some, feel to it. And you can just see it. I just love it. I mean, just the ears itself, you can see square brush strokes here and there, and then flicks here and there. So it's really quite nice. A lot of bristle brush on this guy with probably a little bit of synthetic to clean up some areas around the nose and things. But mostly when you get dealing with fur like this, it's all going to be, it should be done in bristle brush. The snow itself, no big deal really. The snow, it's pretty calm, pretty clean. It's just beat up around him. And
How much snow do you think you need?
it's about 6 inches. 6 inches of snow, I think, right?
No, I meant above. I'm trying to think, like if I were to crop this.
You could do a square.
A square. That's exactly where my mind is. Yeah.
If you do a square, you don't want them sitting in the middle, so it's just give
Right.
them a little bit more at the top and bring them down about to the third layer. Make this line here about. All right. Make this line here at about the third level of the square, and make him go up past the 2/3 level, and just give it a little bit more up there. You're going to have all this area here to play with. That's kind of fun.
I wasn't sure you thought it needed more footprints to give it, paw prints to give it.
Oh, distance? No. It's all, when you're all said and done, it's all about this right here. That attitude of it turning its head at you. It's that. I do love this little blue shadow there. And just what I did there, I wanted to show you. You might enlarge that because that's really cool. And if you can get that in there a little bit bigger, hey, it'll be better. The footprints too, they look kind of big to me. I'm sure that's the guys walking in here and stuff, but I could see those being just a little smaller, maybe coming at a slightly better angle to this guy instead of straight up the painting, coming in from a light distance, would help a little bit. This stuff I love. I love this kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff underneath him. That's pretty nice. That's interesting stuff to paint. So little things like that will help give this painting a little bit more fun. Yeah, everything else, well, we'll talk a second. I'm just going to talk about values and that stuff real quick. Let's go to that. There we go. Values on this guy. As you can tell, when you go to black and white, it changes pretty dramatically when you lose the blue. But the values, you can look at the values. It's right around 5.6. Pretty much this whole background is nothing but 5.6. Usually 5 probably will do it. Looks, Also, but down here, I would go. You might go down here. I'll be painting this area down in the lower part, just a little richer, a little dark, maybe just a touch more color, which will darken it up a half step or step, down in here. And then lighten it up as we go back, and then change it from, a greenish blue to cooler blue up there. So you do get a little more distance, little things like that. And then come in. I want to keep this just very clean. So a lot of that stuff, the blues and stuff, will all come in at the end, pretty much. We'll start off with the tough part of getting him pretty good. Trying to get him and that attitude, the eyes and things together. One of the things is when I paint these guys and dogs and dogs and wolves and stuff, is really making sure that their eyes are, lined up together with their nose and stuff. So parallel with their nose and everything. So when you do this, that you don't have, one eye down and stuff like that, that always just feels wrong. Even though it's probably in the photo, it doesn't really work. And also these guys, look at them at the angles of their eyes too. That these guys are tilted a little bit too. So that also kind of screws with that, being perfectly lined up with the nose and stuff, even though he might have a little bit of, something in his mouth, change to his mouth, which changes the little bit of the nose. Basically, you really want to get these things lined up. They just, just that one little thing that can screw with the painting. Just little things like that for me, because if you get those wrong, all of a sudden everything else gets distorted. But like I said, we are going to be painting a little looser too. So if we that stuff might all go out the window. That's the thing, is I want to paint with a bigger brush than you need to on most of this stuff. The reasoning is the bigger the brush, the more you twist your wrist to make a shape. If you use a brush that's perfectly sized for this thing, the more time you will take making a stroke, but it's going to take away from the feeling, the energy. That's usually what happens. So that's why they always mention, use a brush that's too big for the job. That way you don't get too finicky. And that's the way we're going to try and be, not to be too finicky. Don't have to have the drawing perfect at the beginning, especially of the wolf. And we're going to use the snow to kind of come in there and fix it all at the end. Fix it all at the end. Colors again. That's what one of the things you draws you to, is that kind of blue-gray snow against this wolf that has some blue-gray in it. It has some reds in it. It has some darks in it. It has some greens in it. So it's right up our alley for my palette. Maybe that's what I saw. I said I saw these worms and stuff and these things, and I said, yeah, they're perfect for my palette. So I don't have to change any colors. I didn't think that, but I'm not exactly sure. I just like this painting. So I like this thing. I think it could be a decent painting. It's going to be small though. I'm painting only a 12 by 16. I'm not going to paint it huge unless it turns out really well and people go bonkers over it. Then I'll take and throw it up a couple feet. It could be easily a 30 by 24, some kind of size would be really nice too.
10 by 10.
10 by 10.
10 by 10 inches. That's what
10
I've
by
got.
10 is
Tiny,
perfect.
tiny.
Oh
my God.
when you paint your little Mona Lisa on your little 10 by 10. Okay. All right.
I haven't got a big enough easel.
Any questions here for you folks? Okay. We are on our way. And one of the big things, okay, it is there. God, I was just thinking, Sorry. My camera didn't come up right away and I was going, oh shoot, I forgot I didn't load it. But I did load it. Okay, let me just get the white in there. Okay. Pretty simple again, pretty much our standard palette. I don't really have any new colors out. Got titanium white, cad yellow light, cad red light, and cad orange. This is regular ochre. Look at that. That's regular ochre. I do have some pale ochre out. That was from a different painting. So I guess, I do have some colors from different paintings here. Oxide red light, or you could have Terra Rosa, or you could have Venetian. Just doing a little cleanup, get colors out of my paints. Got a little bit of color in there. This is alizarin crimson or rose madder deep if you are a Rembrandt person. This is rose madder deep for me. Cobalt blue hue or just regular or blue. Phthalo green on the blue side. And this is transparent oxide red. Okay. Some different size synthetics here. We got some rosemaries and some big brush, our big brush. Oh, here's a rosemary. And then we have a lot of synthetics, way too big for the job. These guys are probably going to be, for my canvas, going to be probably way too big. This one definitely I'm not going to be using. But I will be using a different ones, flats. And then there is a couple of, like these are called filberts. They just have a little rounder tip to them. They're nice. And then a little bit smaller one too, just in case you get around the eyes and stuff. So you do got to use, I do have to come down and I'll be using my knife for a lot of work. And then I will be using my paint eraser here and there if I need to. So we have the whole kit set to go.
Jim, can I ask one question before you get really started into this?
Too late.
Okay.
Yes.
I looked at the schedule. Next week you're on, and then we don't have any more. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are
you
you're gonna-
going somewhere? Now you can go somewhere?
I am going somewhere, so I won't be here next week. But yeah, I'll just look for your announcement for what's to book after that then. Okay.
Yeah, I have to put, thank you. I do have to put that together we will be starting up probably pretty close to the last week of October. I'll be going out to Seattle for a couple weeks, doing some workshops out there. I'll be staying with one of our friends, Molly White out there. So that's going to be a lot of fun. She has that little farm of hers. So maybe I'll get some paintings out of that and some shots. So when we come back in end of October to November to basically to Christmas, we'll be getting a lot of Seattle shots.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. Just so that I knew.
No problem. Let me pull this up. Yeah, thanks for asking about it too. I kind of sometimes forget to tell everybody that classes are this. We got one more class after this, and I since Kim's not going to be here, I can make it as painful as possible. She doesn't have a high pain threshold, so will be a nice hard one to work on, and then you have all of October to finish it. Now, I'm not that way, but it'll be fun. It'll be a fun painting. All right, getting the oils and dirt off my canvas here. I had a little bit residue there. Put that down, it'll be ruined. This isn't too bad. I mean, there's the darks aren't dark enough on here. I think on my photo here, but the colors are pretty good. So our first colors. We are there. I'm going to start off a little different, probably with transparent oxide and green. Not really too different. I'm going to put the transparent oxide out first because, or this could be burnt sienna, and then bring in green. And I'm bringing in, look at it, I just put in a little, and that's about the right brown I want. And I want to get it for the ears and some of the back. I can see it in there. And then one slightly on the green side, but you know, I say slightly, I would say barely. Maybe I'll make this one stronger even on the brown side, just because I don't want these two to be too similar, or else there's no need to do two colors. Yeah, that one's too similar yet. So, and if I bring in the green too much, this will be gone. So it's just barely bringing it in little by little. There we go. Now it just changed a little bit more. Now it's like a burnt umber. If you wanted, you could probably use burnt umber and be done. There, just a tinge of green to it. If I pull it out, you can barely see right in here a little tinge of green. Now it's a warm yellow green. It's not too much, but that's almost perfect. You can see when I add white to it, I'll get to about this value. These two colors, I could paint this. You could almost paint this guy with these two colors, but we're not, of course. And of course, we're using green instead of blue. He's very warm. He's got a lot of warmth in him, and so that's why I'm putting out green instead of blue. And yeah, these piles are a little minuscule right now. I'm going to put out the other side, the oxide red, regular oxide red light color part of it. You know, we use transparent for these guys, and then we're going to use oxide red for the next ones. This is more opaque.
Venetian.
Excuse me?
Venetian.
Venetian, ma'am. You could definitely use Venetian. You know, it's good to use up your colors. So just one is going to be a little bit on the green side. Closer to the red side. Everything's going to be on, he's kind of, you know, so just getting it barely across to the green side on here would be good enough for probably for most of this. And then a couple more little colors I want to play with. Definitely we need some blue and oxide. So I'm going to do blue. I'm going to use a lot of blue today. But I'm talking about this guy here, so I'm not going to be putting in a ton. I'm going to put in transparent oxide again, burnt sienna into this guy. It'll make a nice kind of brown, brown gray. See, that's a nice gray. Perfect for this guy in some ways. This should be a little bit browner, so a little warmer. Basically, not browner, but basically, like that, it turns to brown, which is almost really good. We'll use that, and we'll use that one. You know, and then a lot of the other colors for the wolf are just going to come from reflective colors from the snow. So we've got to get the snow colors. Now we've got to go saying these are enough for the darks. Even lightened up, these guys should pretty much take care of that, all the wolf. I could get away with all the wolf. Maybe one more. But
Can you repeat
looking-
what are the last two blue ones? Sorry.
oh yeah, this is oxide, transparent oxide red and blue.
Okay, thank you.
Or if you don't have transparent, we say burnt sienna.
Okay.
I'm also putting on blue and I put a little alizarin. You know, you're gonna probably end up needing this color anyway, for things like the snow, but one on the blue side, one slightly on the red side. I'm looking at his nose and at really dark things like that. Sometimes you need them to stand out, and I have a ton of warms here. Sometimes you gotta go with the cooler side to make those things stand out. All right. The last few colors, I'm going to make slightly bigger piles of blue. I'm going to come down here. I got all this room down here. I'm going to go down here and make snow. So those are going to be all of the wolf colors. And now I do need to get some of this, snow here. I put blue out. So I'm going to with oxide red and blue. Just a slightly warmer tone. So it's not going to be a lot of red. And so that one, and then I'm going to go back with phthalo green, same thing, and of course alizarin for my last few colors. That should do it. Shouldn't be too much, and then we'll get some lighter colors. Got to do the lighter colors too. But alizarin and phthalo green. One on the alizarin side. Not sure if I have it there. That was a pretty big pile. That looks very green. Okay, this one, smaller pile of I put a little more alizarin in this one. That was a lot of alizarin. So this is definitely my cool side. Cool purple. See, I could have used this for the nose. Yeah, this might be, these things. Sorry. Oh. Thinking about his nose here. Sometimes different purples. Not too big a deal. All right. So we're gonna lighten all these colors up. Value wise, probably to about a 7. Let's go 7. Split these piles up. 7. If it goes lighter to a 6, that's fine. Probably. These guys probably don't need too much. I don't need too many darks up here. These guys are kind of nice to have some darks up here. Left. And I had enough white. Oh, this is a pretty small pile, so. And this is not an intense color, so that is past. That's about a 5. Pretty light color. Gonna leave it there because I have no more dark. That'll help. That feels closer to what I need. Yeah, really close. Let's see what the. That's almost perfect for his coat. Yeah. So the oxide, transparent oxide and green, with even on the green, slightly on the green side, really work out well. That's what I was thinking about these guys. This is little midtone wise, perfect. Just got to really, all you got to do is lighten them up. They should fall in there pretty nicely. But these next colors too, should be really pretty good too. This is oxide red light and phthalo green. Now this is a perfect gray for these two colors. It's a kind of a warm gray. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna come back here and do another small grab up here and add just a little more red to it because red didn't pop. The oxide red did not pop. See, it should have been, this is the value I wanted. You can see how close those guys are. That's what I wanted. And then when I do a green one, that'll be perfect. Slightly on the green side, you can barely tell the difference. It's almost just, ooh. I'm just talking smudgings, change of colors, especially when you get to fur and things like that. When you color wise, you don't want to keep them tight. This is blue and transparent oxide. Ooh, the blue side, we got a nice blue gray. That might come over to the side here, come off his chin. Might. Let's see what happens on the brown side. Nice neutral kind of gray, just slightly cooler than these ones over here. So not bad. I might just add just a touch more color to it. Just a touch more, just there you go.
Is that the blue and the
Burnt sienna.
burnt sienna? Thank you.
Yeah. So that's working out good. Now these next ones are alizarin and blue. Definitely they start not having any place in the painting yet. Sometimes just at the dark value works better. I'm just gonna add just a touch more blue to it. Just because it was just gonna be feeling a little red. It's a little dark too. Lighten it up a little bit more then. There we go. You never know. Sometimes some colors just change on you. So. All right, we're going to add some white to these colors. These are blue and oxide red. really on the blue side. So it's really just a little bit of red in this one. Like I said, I'm going to take it to a 7. This is one of the colors I was thinking was going to be a major color in the painting. Feels cool, but doesn't feel too bad. It could go up top. Value wise, pretty much there. The red side, just a little grayer. And you can start to see this color. I'm going to go just a hair darker, probably maybe to more of a 7 to 8 on this color. I can see it down here in the underneath the shadows in the snow a little bit.
And this is blue and
Oxide red, transparent oxide red, or Terra Rosa, or Venetian.
mine looks so different.
I barely have any red in it. It's mostly blue.
Oh,
This one's almost straight blue with just a smidgen, and this one has just a little double smidgen.
okay.
So it's really kind of that's about it. What I want to do with these next colors, alizarin and green, get these guys to about the same value as these guys, because they're going to be interchangeable. Well, they're going to work together. Not really interchangeable too much, but as you can see, alizarin showing through on this one, just a touch too much, but not too bad. I can live with that. Value about right there now. I definitely can get this in the front areas. I was thinking, because this has slightly more, it's a little more warm, then I can use it in the front. Okay, color wise, this one, yeah, there's some spots in that snow. I could see this. And then I want to do one mix of these two, because I think this is probably too green and this is probably too alizarin, but together, if I do equal portions, well, the green's not too strong. I'll get a blue, gray. There we go. When it's straight down the middle, that's almost perfect for this painting. See, that's why the reason I wanted to do this, because I saw something. I saw a color that I just knew was going to work. This green is pretty close to, I can use it for a few things, but it's a little, I don't need that much, but I don't need that too dark one either, but I do need one light. I'm going to see if I can get that shadow out of that back in here. Okay, it's going to be too warm. See, I was trying to get it with green, and the blue's too warm. So what I'm going to do is take this. So this is phthalo green and alizarin on the green side. I'm going to come over here and steal a little bit of blue from the snow over here, blue and oxide red, and bring that together. I could have done alizarin too. Alizarin might have been better. And what I'm trying to do is get it to this guy. I got to get a little bit more blue into it. I'm going to just go blue. Because I thought, just a little bit blue. So you can start to see the blue come out of it. Okay, really close. And keep this. I'm going to just take a little piece of that and just add blue to it. Okay, that's in the ballpark. Now it just needs a touch of white, but not much. There you go. Make sure I have enough of that to do my for a stroke or two. Easy to mix again. Now we just need a few light ones. I'm going to go through these colors again for you guys too. I'm not going to leave you hanging too much. Okay. Highlights in the snow. Well, definitely we could do good. We have to take up these purples. It's a little purple and a lot of white. Take these guys up. So I'm going to take these guys up with a lot of white. Value probably to about a 2. Yeah, there's a 2. And I want to do purple because it's kind of, it'll become like a pink against this these guys, and it will fit in here pretty nicely. So, and if I go with yellow too soon, it's going to be, just stand out a little bit too much. So this is, so I'm using phthalo green and, it's alizarin. This is really alizarin phthalo green. This is a good mix of both of them. That's from this pile. It's basically mixed, even mix. So it's a gray. And that's going to get into some of these highlights. And then on the cooler side, I take a lot of white to get that phthalo to calm down. That's going to get me into a lot of this lower stuff too. Okay. Shoot, I'm going to have to use some more white. I forgot about taking these guys up a little bit more too, probably to about a 4. And then paint. We only have to paint one wolf in like
A lot of snow.
steps. Huh?
A lot of snow.
A lot of, the snow is easy. Do not paint the steps in till the end. Don't paint any of this stuff in till the end. Paint the colors underneath first and then come up. I'll talk about that in a minute. Don't you jump ahead. Okay. Okay, the next color, like I said, I'm just going to take these colors and take them just for the wolf. Doing it this way, you really keeps your colors clean throughout the painting. And when you're playing with a warm and against a cool like this, a wolf that's very warm colored, and against the cool blue, you're going to get mud. The two mix a lot. So we got to really keep that down a little bit when you're doing your mixes. So this is kind of fun. I really love these colors. Well, I make these colors every day, so I still like these colors.
Where's the burnt sienna?
The burnt sienna one was right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, I use transparent oxide. Right off the bat. Why, you didn't see that?
No.
You didn't do that? What'd you do up the front?
Well, I think we did the green, and then I did, oh yeah, burnt sienna. I'm sorry, where is the burnt umber? That's what I wanted to know.
Oh, that would have been over here. I was saying you could almost use burnt umber instead when you do the mix the blue with the transparent oxide
Oh, okay.
on these two, because it becomes that's like a burnt umber almost. Right for the tips of the tails, to the nose, from the back. These two colors would be coming in. These guys too. You know, and then these last ones. I'm making kind of small piles of these guys because I don't. They might end up in snow, reflective in the snow. That's sort of why I'm making them up, and just for the highlights in the fur. That's not a whole lot of. I don't need too much light here because I'm. Oh God, these guys again. But if I don't do them, I'm gonna need them. You never know. You might find it's nice that you might go. I need something that's like this color but has a little more pump to it, you know. And that's when you go to that. You know, you could see that a cool against a warm, how it at the same value. You put the two together, and your eye will make it. You know, it will vibrate in your eye, and that's what you want to do. You want these. That's what brings these paintings kind of to life, is knowing that you can put these two colors together, and they're just going to you move the eye a little bit. Okay, don't believe me. I'm making this stuff up. And then I'm probably just going to do a oxide red. I want just a kind of a red. That's going to end up being a cooler red, but it's not going to. It's more of a neutral for painting underneath here. I don't want to get that oxide, a burnt sienna or anything behind this painting because I figure it was going to warm it up too much. I'd rather have a cool one underneath that wolf too. So I'm
Jim, what
working
would happen if you did,
burnt number.
no, as a canvas cover, a blue?
Are you painting over a painting?
No, I'm not actually.
Did you paint it blue?
No, I haven't yet, but I was sitting here all this time we were talking, thinking to myself, I might just dilute the French aquamarine and
Try
put
it.
it,
Try it. Be different.
or
Take a chance. You know, it's going to look back. It's going to look wonderful down in the shop anyway. So try it. Take a chance.
or I could do nothing, because I just feel like
No. You want it's the kind of painting that, you know, if you take a chance on, you never know. It might be better for the next painting. You understand that, you know, and then you always have an excuse that if it doesn't turn out, well, that's because I used this blue back here. If I didn't, it would have been probably in the Louvre, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I always think. I try to, gotta,
Yeah, I definitely don't think like that, but okay.
You gotta think that. You gotta think this is gonna make the Louvre.
Okay.
No. Every painting I paint is the best painting I've ever painted. That I'm starting. Doesn't turn out to be like that, but you gotta start with that kind of thinking that this is the best painting I've ever done until you finish. And then you go, oh well.
No, it's not.
Usually never is. But hey, we're trying. You gotta keep trying. You gotta have good attitude. Okay. Make sure everything's good here. All right. I didn't go through the colors, did I? Sorry about that. I got took it away. Okay, let's go over the colors and then we'll talk about this thing one more time. Transparent oxide and phthalo green. Barely any phthalo green in those colors. So you can just see it this is almost pure, but just changed to just a hair. Where it's almost like a beautiful burnt burnt sienna. You know, you could use burnt sienna instead of phthalo and phthalo green too. But here you can just see, just took it off, made it that really kind of a tan, rich color here. Comes down, and it's going to be really perfect in in our beast. Here we went with phthalo green and oxide red. And green, and the brought down, came down, and that right there, you see how much red that is? That becomes almost a perfect gray when it comes down. So I took that, kept it, and I decided to add a little more red to it and got another color out of that. And then you got the green side over here, just slightly warmer. Really nice though. Then we have blue and transparent oxide, which could be burnt sienna again. That usually makes up make beautiful warm grays, and that's what it did here. Nice, beautiful. This is on the blue side. This is on the oxide side, transparent oxide side. Then coming down. So we got some nice colors. This might be really nice. I might have to look at that color in that later on. Then we have alizarin and blue, mostly on the blue side. And this one a little more on the red coming down. Over here, I was going through the snow thinking this color is going to be in there, but it's, might not be the main color in as much as I thought. And it might be value-wise just a little dark. I might have to end up lightening up these guys all a little bit. We'll see. Just going to start there. So this is blue and oxide red. This is on the blue side. This is on the red side. This very little red added, just mostly blue, just to gray it out, just enough to gray it out. Over here we have the phthalo green and alizarin. This is on the alizarin side. That's on the green side. It really becomes very red here, and this comes very green. But if you mix the two together, you get this gray blue. I like that's just beautiful. That's going to be probably the painting right here. End up being a lot of it just a little bit dark too. Now, I was looking at the printout, and now I'm looking at the screen and going, oh, that's a whole step a little bit lighter for what it needs. Add just a touch more white to all the colors. That might be it. Then I just took this little rounded colors and added a bunch of white to them, and added these guys up here with a bunch of white, a little bit of white to get them to about 3s, and these guys about 2s. These will be a lot of the highlight colors, and that should do it. I mean, yeah, I might need a nice, slightly warmer one at the same value. I'm going to put this over here. This is just phthalo green and oxide red, transparent oxide red. And you can see that's just too bright. But that's this color over here. It just took a little bit of that just to give me a warm, just in case I can play with it. I'm going to tone it with transparent or regular oxide red over here, or Terra Rosa or Venetian. Take it easy. The light painting, it doesn't have to be filled up too much. I mean, just get rid of the white and you'll be good. All right. All right. See you guys in a few weeks. Bye. All right. Get everything set up. Okay. Oh, much better. Here, I lost my photo, dropped off. 1 second. What? Shoot. Okay. But that happened. All right. See, I'm going to try and bring you guys in as close as I can, but it's like after this. Yeah. If I could come in any closer, it's just going to be fuzzy the whole way through. It doesn't get, just doesn't focus, you know, within a certain distance. It stops to focus. So I'll try to bring you in closer, but let me see what's going on here. Straighten it out. Okay. It's about close as I can get it. Get everything in there. Sorry about that. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to tone it with oxide red light and draw it in. Like I said, I'm just going to keep that red in the middle and lighten it up as I go. Sides. Okay. Laying it out. That should do it. I'll wipe that oil off here. Okay. Yeah, at this point, this paint's done. All that tone in there. Gonna help me get maybe get me to a little bit to the snow value and things a little bit faster. Okay. This wolf and stuff. definitely when I lay it out, I want to give it just a hair more tilt in its butt, about just a hair more. Right now it's probably right about here. And so I'm just gonna tilt it down just a touch more, which is fine. Yeah, keep it to the side here, this side over here. You can the tail doesn't, you know, the tail and then the body here, are about equal spots, equal distance between the side of the painting and the thing. But the tail being skinny, really doesn't really, you know, pull the wolf over here, and so doesn't feel centered, even though they're about equal space going on here. So just a little rectangle. This could have been for his body here. Slightly at an angle though. Keep my angle going. Okay, so it's going to end here. His neck, you got to have that just a little bit of a step between his shoulder here going down and his neck and back of his head coming up. So it's just a little step. And take that straight up. Okay. And the head, pretty much his head, if you take it about 3/4 or 2/3 of into this rectangle we made for his bum here, coming out, should be enough to do pretty much everything else. His neck comes just into that area and back in. Okay. So, and that starts to tell me where his thing is. I'm going to check the height. From it's about even. It's about this height here, and the height to his head are about even. So, yeah, I thought I was a little high. So, I go, well, that's one of the measurements I didn't do yet. So I'm going to come back here and get the angle for his head. Top of his head, angle. When you get this angle here, you try to stay true to it for the eyes and the nose. So these guys can run straight together. Like that. Okay. And I just split this shape. This is going to be the head right here, without the ears right now. Oh. I think the nose goes going to go there. I'm going to darken it in, but just put a nose here. I think my angle too is off. Yeah, I'm off about that much. Oh. That means this angle's off a little bit. Got to straighten it out, be even in between them. A little bit smaller brush. I want to put in these just a little darker for you. This is the alizarin blue I was just doing for that. I'm going to do the eyeballs too real quick. Just they should come up. There should be this little. Get in front of you for a second. Right. Got to get in front of it. Else it's just gonna. Sorry for that. Is it just tilted a little bit more? Okay. Looks like a bobcat. That's all right. I can sell a bobcat. Anyway, now I can put in the nose again. I don't know. Sometimes it just didn't feel right. I might have had too much tilt or not enough tilt. Probably one of the things, eyes are very small. Darken in that nose, will be good. Good color. Else. Oh, just a little more on that. All right. Well, the first part of this, definitely we're just going to paint mostly the wolf sections. Definitely, I can't paint it with my big brush. I got to use a smaller. I'm just going to use a bristle, smaller bristle. Let's say that's even too big. Well, this is probably, the head's not that big, the body and stuff. So this is just like a number 6 size anyway for me. I'm still going to paint the darks in again. You're going to start off with phthalo green and transparent oxide, mostly on the transparent oxide side. This is going to be on the green side first, though. And definitely I want to go, I find right down the middle of his head here, in between his eyeballs, his forehead here. Definitely that color coming in pretty strong. 1 second. Okay. If you have any questions, you have to unmute yourself. So I'm going to go through this painting. As you can see, this color is all over this painting. It might even be just to push a little more green into it. It has almost too perfect a color too soon. But coming down into the neck here and into the body. And the tail. And then the red side, pretty much, you can start to see that coming in here and into the back here. Boy, that's beautiful. I'm just rubbing it in. I'm not really trying to do strokes right now. I'm just, rubbing it in a little bit. I'll do the face. Top of his nose, I was finding was just think about it being kind of that, because it's kind of a little bit of red with white on the outsides, green in the middle on this thing, and then a little more red on the reddish on the outsides. You got nose goes up a little higher. Okay. Next colors. I mean, that's the thing about this one. He's going to go pretty fast. Got the phthalo green and regular oxide red. The difference is it's just a little more opaque and cooler. So I was looking at these kind of, these first kind of feel like almost stripes back there on his uh, back here. And maybe tipping his tail up a little bit into the painting instead of coming straight down and pointing off the painting. Turn it back up a little bit at the end, so it just pushes you back around. I'll catch a footprint or something in here. Trying to, rotate these things around a little bit. Okay. Yeah, the green side, really can see it over here around his face. I'm gonna put it in his ears too, the green side into his ears a little bit. That way, when I paint the fur inside his ears, it's just I'll have this stuff already underneath it. Should work out. And go to the red side a little bit. Not a big difference, this one. Yeah. See it a little bit around the eyes. You have to go back, I think, to the transparent one. I just didn't get low enough on the eye here. We'll leave that. Okay, now I'm to the blue gray. I'm already moving quick. This is blue and transparent oxide. You can see this area, these areas are starting to fill in pretty quickly. But this is really, kind of transparent, so this is pretty good. This is on the blue side too. This is transparent oxide in blue. I'm going to put it underneath his chin and the back fur here, going around his head back in here. Might add just a touch of white to it if you want to. Really see what that does. If you had used the mid-tone. See if that. Okay. Because we're going to be flying through here because the next color we probably ain't even going to be using much. The purples and stuff. Oh, this is it's peroxide and blue. Looks good already. I don't need that there. That there. Okay. So a lot of colors already added to these guys. Overpainted, right? We overpainted, I overpainted a little bit. Now I'm just gonna be going to the midtones. First one I'm going to go to is back to the blue and transparent oxide. The gray side, the blue side, just a little lighter than I have it. And that's what I was trying to get in right in here, trying to see if that's fit good right behind in its back here a little bit. I need a bristle brush for this. That's not a bristle brush. Thing. All right. Gonna start working a little lighter colors up here into his face. That was just using the blue right here, the blue and things. I'm gonna go to the other side, the transparent oxide and blue side. I'm on the transparent side with just a little bit of white. It's kind of taupey. And just gonna lay it back into where I put that blue. I think it needs a little warm up. Yeah, it's not, you can see, not the right value exactly I want, but or but it's pretty close. It's a little cool. So it could have needed a warmer side on top of it. Uh, I wanted to see it up around the eyes though. Move it a little stronger. And I'm using a brush way too big. Not bad. I'm going to go to green. I want to go to a little bit warmer than that. That worked out pretty good, but that's blue and transparent oxide. I'm going to go to the green and transparent oxide, our very first colors. These might be a hair dark, but you see him. I think up here on this side of his head, where it getting a little more sun. Yeah, that is better. That's better color. Just needs to be lightened up here a little bit, but it's going to starting to get that mid-tone in there. One of the things though, you can't lose the light. You can't lose the darks. Or you're just gonna have to put them back in. It's gonna be, but for me, it's always like if I can get it in there and not lose it, I'll be good. Looks like a bear. Now it looks like a bear. Now without the highlights and stuff, it always looks back and forth. Well, you guys can't see anything. This we're bringing it in as close as I can. I think you guys can see any of that. Okay, I'll try to get to the highlights a little bit quicker now because you guys can't see anything. Should have probably did it bigger. All right, I'm just going to go with transparent oxide and green with a lot of white with white. Just getting that underneath, and then I'm going to go with a lot lighter version of it. Probably to about a 2 real quick here and just start getting up around the snout side here. Red in the front, maybe greenish on the back. Here. So that just a little lighter on the red side. Right up front here. Okay. And use what I have here. Just come around the side of his nose here. Just start to get this going back to the side. Clean my brush out a little bit. Yeah, I think these colors here, these warms, are pretty much going to do it. If I can just do it nice and simple with a bristle. I think these, I won't have to do too much. There we go. Finally, good stroke. I'll be just going back and keeping it pretty simple. Look for warms and cools in that fur. So the eyelid basically on the warm side, then so it have a touch more red in it, and then maybe right here in the middle of this eyebrow. Yeah, that has to go green. So it's on the green side. It needs to be a little bit different, grayed out. Okay. Now I'm just going to slide down and do a little cooler grays. These are oxides, regular oxide red, light, and greens. A little more gray. I was going to try and just do the tufts of the ears here. Yeah, probably about a 7. Or did I go lighter? Let me see. Wait a second. I might have went lighter. I might 4. End up being a 4. I'm going to go back and do it. So I did that here cooler, and I'm going to come back and do this one slightly warmer. So I'm just going to probably go back and forth with the oxides, between the oxides, because one's a warm and one's a cool. Transparent's a warm, and the other oxide is a cool. Light is cool compared to it. So it's going to be a lot more warmer on one side here of his head. This is here lighter. Yeah, he's a little out of focus. I'm just going to come in with phthalo green and transparent oxide with white to about a 7. Yeah, you can see what that does here. Just over those cools I put in earlier, come in and just, put it almost in between spots, and you can just start to see how it lightens up and pops forward a little bit. That should be good when I come down here farther. And do these guys. Okay. I could use just a slightly bigger bristle because this is just a little finicky for me. Yep. Goofier bristle. And see, I'm trying to get a little more green to show through. That's about it. I mean, before we get into the highlights, some of these areas are kind of neat because you see the underpainting coming showing through. And sometimes you can just also just blend the two together. Get the lot better fur, softer fur with less paint. All right. Up here. Now, thought it was going to need to go lighter. Not quite that light. So it's going to be back to about a 7 or a 6. That's just too light. Jump too far. Should have stayed at 7. a lot of this stuff I'll just end up fixing with the snow anyway. So this outside here, it's just phthalo green and oxide red light on the green side here. I'm going to, and this is at 7, and that's just going to come down in here. You can just see it just a little bit kind of a gray green, and right in these back haunches and into where the tail comes up a little bit. It's there, and then I'll put just a lighter coat in this back area here. And this should tie that area in. That's what I was using here too, in the area here. There we go. Now I'm the lighter version. I'm just going to go to this is back to transparent oxide, our number one color, and white. And I'm just going to push the brush instead of pull it. I'm going to push it down, and I'm going to work right around his tail and his back haunches, and just start up here and just lightly push it down in the direction that of the fur. I'm coming around here. I'm switching to the back to the green side. Sorry, I'm just switching back and forth. Red on the bottom. I was a lot of red there, but when I get to into here, it's just a little bit of the cooler green side. Yeah, everything in the eyes and stuff. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to get in front of it to really get that to work, and use the knife a little bit too. It's just a little too small, and I'll check. Stand back. Okay. Yeah. Let me fix a few things. This could go in, doesn't need to go out that far. Get rid of the colors there. Keep it clean. I think it's just checking the drawing. There should be a dark spot right there. Dark warm spot right here. Not bad. We're gonna stay there. Go on to some of the paint behind here a little bit. Haunches got a little bit too high here too. All right. Gonna stay with a bristle brush. I just need a clean one now. I don't want to have a lot of brown on it. Yeah, that's a good brush for this, but it's just a little messed up. I'm gonna go with synthetic. Go with my rosemary. All right. Sure everything's out of it. The first color I'm going to do is the shadow. That big shadow I like so much coming from the tail out here. Definitely want to probably push it up just slightly in a angle, a little bit higher of an angle. So I'm going to come from here and go up a little bit more. Maybe make it just a hair bigger. Back into him a little bit. Right in the middle of that color. I'm going to go just a little bit bluer in this shadow area. I'm just adding a little bit of blue to that. This color. So it's not too flat. Maybe in the front. Maybe in the front of the shadow too. Just go a little bit bluer. It's almost too straight, so I want to soften that up a little bit, give it a little bit of a hump. Okay. All right. I'm going to take my knife, take a little bit of that color and just put it in his nose. I'm just going to put a little gray blue in the tip of his nose here. Just to get me going there. Because I saw it. I just do it while it's there. So while I have that color, I'm going to start working on a few other things down in here. You know, you got a little bit of things down in here. I don't want too much of anything. So I am kind of just sketching it. So now I'm into my blues and purples and things like that. I'm going to start off with phthalo green and purple first. Even on the purple side, red side, I'm just going to use it a little bit, mostly down in here. Oh, gone a little dark. Oh, I'm going to go back to the mid-tone. So this is like a, we set a 7. And I'm going to get this little bit underneath him and going up just to about mid-body.
Jim, what color is that again?
This is purple. This is alizarin and phthalo green with red in it to about, or a white in it to about a 7. It might be, it's a 7. It should probably be. I'm going to have to lighten it up to about a 6. So you might want to just make sure it's, there. Okay. I'm take the green side and put that in front of that on the bottom, at least in the bottom of the painting. This is a little rich, but this color comes forward again. Green hits your eyes before purple. So that will come forward and it has just enough color to do that. So everything on this side, well, about halfway up, is going to be on the phthalo green and alizarin side. And then everything above that, you probably go modulate to the bluer side. So that's that. Okay, now I'm going to have the mix of the two together. And that's pretty much the snow color, or 3/4 of the painting. And this color I should be able to use this color to kind of pull in all together. Anything back in here, mid-tone, any lights and things. Well, it's not totally light, but this is like going to be all the mid-tones to the colors. And I'm going to take this up here a little bit. Work his ears a little bit. Now you can start seeing as I go here, the color starts to show itself a little bit better. Probably can go a little lighter as I go up. From here on up, I probably should drop it, have it go brighter. So I'm just going to stop right there. Push this in here, and even here, it looks. Oh, nice rabbit. Rabbit shadow. All right, as you can tell, this is pretty much it on a lot of areas. I'm just going to have to lighten it up a little bit. It's just got a little bit dark. As you can see, when you go around these things, you got to really almost touch them. You really got to touch them and then pull it back, and you can get full fur to come around. I just don't want to, a line going around this guy. White line, because I didn't get close enough. So I'm going to take this right up to here, just thin it out as I go. So, let me see. This is the blue side. As you can see, it starts right in the middle here. This is a blue and oxide red. Mixing it in a little bit. Yeah, value wise, I'm probably dark. Probably could add white to all these. And before I go on, I'm going to add some white to each one of these colors. Take it up a step. I think I'm just too bright, too dark. I'll just take a step back too. But and without the highlights, sometimes you put the highlights in, they work, they change a little bit. But I'm close, but I think I'm just a hair off everywhere. You can barely tell I changed it. So, a lot more. Same with the blue. The oxide red and blue too. Really blue. I'm not even sure I'm going to use the purple side. I might use the purple side for shadows. I'm not going to use it here. I'm going to get that color off my brush too, a little bit, wipe it out. I'll be using because it will never change too much. So I'm going to lighten it up, coming down to about the bottom of the wolf to about there. So it's a little lighter. If I don't hit everything too, I'll leave it a little mushy, dusty. I'm not hitting every spot, but I'm just trying to lighten it up a little bit, especially on right around here, this head here, because it's just went a little too dark right up here. Well, I'm just going to drag my brush through these areas. Simulate everything else, a few highlights, little shadows here and there. That should be pretty good on that area. Okay. I'm going to go to the blue side here. Okay. I just work the two in now as I go up here. Just keep them pretty light, going back and forth. I can, bring the green in now. So it doesn't look like I painted it, just one color, right? This would be a beautiful, should work out really well. Just a touch more green to it, maybe in the corners. Now there are just a few little ripples in the snow coming through here. I just did this a little back to the full strength blue and oxide, not full strength, but for the snow when I made it up. Stuff I was using down in here. And just twist my brush in here, going across, just like you do clouds. I'm just going to start feeding in some greens into this area. All right. Wiped out my really darks again. And see about placing those guys in a little bit. Going back to the shadow color back here. And I'm just not gonna play with it too much, right? And when I put these things in, it's just a scratch, and a dot. And they're gonna end up being pretty subtle. I think that's it for the like midtones. Uh, everything else is just gonna be the highlights. Now, also, if I got this color, this is a shadow color again. This is that blue. What did I use again? Little phthalo green, blue mix. Now he's talking about those steps here. You're gonna get the shadow side of the step, and then you're gonna get a little bit of shadow from the snow buildup on the other side of the step. So you're going to get that, and you're going to get just a little shadow from where the snow pops up, and that's where you're going to put the highlights in between those two. That's all you have to do. It's kind of like doing a wave. You know, when you finally get to the waves, the final tops and stuff, you know, it's really the shadow and the highlight, and that's about it. So, like I said, I'm going to take these guys over here. I'm not going to make them quite as big as I was. I kind of let this one go a little bit because I was talking. Just stagger them away a little bit. Then we have to go all the way to the corner.
So sorry, Jim, and for those footprints, what are you doing? You haven't done anything with the white part of it. You've just
No,
put
no,
the,
I'm just marking it with the shadow part
you're
first.
just marking the shadow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm marking the shadow here, and then the displacement of snow
Right.
on the other side, and you're
Which is,
staggering back. You don't really see it after, you know, you'll see it up in the maybe the front one, maybe the second one. You know, after that, yeah, no one sees that. It doesn't really show. So just a little bit of work in the front ones. And then the highlight. And the highlight, I'm not sure which one's going to be. It could be easy as just going with might be the purple. Gonna go with that first, which is just alizarin phthalo green mix. They're on the alizarin side with a lot of white. And just a touch of white, just a touch of oil on my brush. Then I'm gonna grab the color. I kind of want it to go in clean in an arc. That's it. That'll work. That'll work. Keep that up a little bit. I'll come down in here and look for things like this to see how it works down in here. I'll be switching off probably a little bit of color here. But back there, it works out really well. But since I got that color on me, I'm just gonna go through and hit the highlights. Usually it's the light's coming from this direction. And so it's gonna hit, you know, this side, anything on the shadows are gonna be closer to this side. So everything is gonna be hit light-wise lower in these little, you know, snow parts here. Okay, well, that is just with the oxide, the purple side. Gonna find it right around the tail too. Right here, it's gonna just be right up against that tail. Might go to, this is basically the snow color we use for the basic snow, and just a ton of white in it, just like we did. So it's a mix of both the two colors together of the phthalo green and thing, pretty even. So it is almost like a what, bright white. That should be pretty close to a 1. And and it does not go back there. It only goes down in here. You put it back there, you start to lose focus real quick. The rest of the time, um, all right. I'm just going to go to the little bit more on the green side of that color now for the snow. But it's going to be lower. It's going to be on the flat snow. It's not really going to hit too much in up here and these things. This is going to be more of the flat areas of the snow. That's going to be the highlight for those here and there. When you get a ridge or anything, there's a low ridge. I just want to be able to see just a little phthalo in that color. Just a hair of phthalo. That's it. It's like down in here when you get little scratches and your stuff. Just when you put them in, though, don't put them in too much. I like the same. You put one in with a dot, drag the brush for the next one or something like that. So you're not getting too dotty all over the place. But that's about it. Rest of it, almost gotta get a lot closer. Gotta get in there and dig out the eyeballs. And really get into this. I do have this really light one I made up with a little bit warmer. Let me try it. This is came from phthalo. It has phthalo green in it, but it has the transparent oxide in it in white. So it's kind of a yellow white almost. I was thinking that probably going to go up there on his nose here, a little bit brighter too. And it would probably, if I'm going to put it in here, it's just going to go where you really hit that light coming in straight from the side here. And it's not going to be very many. Now that it's dirty a little bit, it's not it's bright. Now I can use it. I'm just going to use it just and these front two steps here. Just right where the light's coming around a little bit. So light's hitting it just a little lower. So gives it a little secondary color there. It's not bad. We're done. See how fast that was? Painless. No, it's not done. Don't even think of it.
That is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Ah,
Yours should be good, just as good, right? Yours is just as good.
I had to leave for a while. We've got guests coming, so
Oh,
yeah.
well,
But
tell 'em hi for me.
this is gorgeous.
It's fun. I love this, being the fur against this snow like that. Pretty nice. Got to be lightened up right there. Probably, yeah, I just probably got to take the color up just a hair lighter. Brighten it up. I mean, steps. Red and green. I think it's on the green side. Keep going.
Beautiful.
Thank you, both you guys. I like both of you guys. I'm glad you showed up.
Ah,
Well, I showed up. I didn't paint, but I have
Oh, come
appointments.
on. You didn't paint this?
Well, no, because I have appointments today that
Okay.
I've been dealing with. But
All right.
but this is a real great lesson in how to do this. And the fur with the snow is just fabulous.
It's fun. It's fun. I haven't painted too many dogs in snow lately. So, but who knows? I'm glad you guys do like it. I figured this one could go either way. We just had to get Kim on our side up front and we're good to go.
I'm gonna go, but I'll show it online.
Thank you. Well, you're good. Yeah, finish up. Definitely finish them up
Lynette.
online.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Yeah, I got to sign off for my next thing. But thanks for this, Jim.
Oh, no, anytime, Anne Marie, anytime.
Okay, bye everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know. Are we close to time? I didn't realize.
We're close.
Okay, close enough. All right, I'm gonna try
Close
bringing.
enough.
I'll try bringing this in just a little closer. Most of the work I have to do is gonna be basic little brush stuff. I got to get in here and get his eyeballs and things like that, and that's not going to show up for a while. Anyway, so let's. How'd you get spotlight on me? I can't get her. Oh, okay. Gotta pull this back a little bit. Not sure what's happening here. I'm not still on the.
You're in the small camera.
I'm in the small camera. I'm not the big one.
I have you on my big one.
Huh.
If you go into the people and then click on Jim, he should come up bigger.
Yeah, I should.
Should, but he doesn't.
Yeah, somehow I lost host. Somebody came in and stole my host. Thank you very much. Let me see. Let me see if I'll take Ellen. I think I got Ellen coming in.
Oh, I just listened today, Jim. I'm gonna paint it,
You didn't paint?
but my reception's so bad. I'm gonna wait until I can get it
Okay.
to come in.
I've got
and
Ellen
not paint
as
from my
my
phone.
big view.
Yeah, I got Ellen as my
How
big
did
view
that
too.
happen?
She stole it. She
I
came
want to
in.
go away.
Nice color shirt though.
I do. I like the blue.
I know.
Well, yeah,
Hey, I'm gonna
Ellen, you've
just
been
stop my
doing really
video.
well. You got it. Yeah. You definitely should paint this one. This is right up your alley.
I don't know why I got rid of that. Anyway, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's weird.
I stopped my video too.
Yeah.
I know. It's me. I did something weird.
Wow. You.
So why don't I leave?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave. Good lesson, Jim.
All right, Ellen. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Jim. I know I'm new to this, but it was
Yay!
very entertaining.
All right, let me bring this up again now. There's a little bit, yeah, very fuzzy. That's about as tight as I can get without getting in front of it, drawing wise and everything. Gets the idea across. Got a little bit of warmth, kind of fun. Nice little design, that kind of designy because it's down in the corner and shoots back and stuff. So, you know, that's me. I'm so designy. Look at me. I'm just designy like crazy. All right, I got control. All right, we're gonna go to Kathleen. Let's see what Kathleen's done. She's
Hold, hold on, I'm having a few camera difficulties.
no problem. We can
I
go to.
started out with my iPad and then the battery, I think I need a new one. The battery died right away.
Oh, yeah.
But now I'm trying to get the camera on this.
Can I go next?
Oh,
Sorry, because I
yeah.
have to go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
You were up next, Kim.
Thank you.
Wow.
The color looks better than it does here, but
That looks
Well,
good.
that's good though. But no,
Yeah.
wow.
oh, thank you.
You got a lot of good color in there. That you really did nice, fabulous drawing on the wolf. Well, you know, and you know, the shadow's pretty good. Love the shadow. You know, wow. You don't have to do too much, you know. That's the nice thing about at least the background being snow. You don't have to do too, you know, the less you do, probably it's the best. You know, just work on
Finish the wolf.
work on the wolf a little bit more. You know, and I think it's really close. I love the colors are all right. The colors are great. You know, just
Oh, that's good. That's my
Yeah.
biggest challenge.
no, your colors look fabulous on the wolf and against the thing and stuff. It's, you know, you got the greens and blues and stuff at the bottom, kind of, you know, might be just a hair too much color.
Okay.
I'll look at mine. Mine's the same way. It's just they just just slightly more muted out, but not by much.
All
and
right.
then make sure you don't lose too many darks in the wolf.
Okay. Sounds good.
That looks
Thanks,
good.
Jim.
Though.
It was good class.
You like that? Good.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I always like to paint dogs and wolves and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I do too.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Hey Kim, we're on you.
Oh, okay.
We were waiting. You're fluffing your hair, doing all this.
Oh, good. Okay, there you go.
Oh, Kim, that's
Cool.
fabulous. Real fun. Okay. You might have to lighten up the shadow just a hair.
Yeah.
Because it's just too close value wise to the wolf, and there's a spot there in the wolf that the two are match kind of feels like it's coming out of. That would be my really, you know, only thing I would say you have to get touched up right away, and then just a few more spots in the face to lighten up around the nose, just the muzzle around the nose. You just could go a little lighter here and there, and
Yeah, I'll just give you a close up there.
yeah, just really, it's almost just that little front part of the muzzle edge could go a little lighter, and then yeah, good job. I mean, I like the fur too. I even like the mushiness of it. Feels good. Just that one spot just blends a little too close to the value of the shadow.
Yeah.
And you basically just lighten it up on the dog, and you probably might even be fine enough. Good. And yeah, watch the steps too. The steps, just the value could be a little lighter on the steps, on the darks.
On the dark side, yeah, that's what I thought too.
Just slightly on the dark side. But otherwise, man, Kim, that's gorgeous. It really feels good.
Thank
you want to, you know, keep taking it farther, try it. You know, good job. What did you go with the blue background?
I did.
Huh. Good job. I didn't even notice it. Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay. Tracy, did you paint?
I painted, but I'm not very, this is the first time I've really done something like this. So I'll show you, but it's work in
Good.
progress.
Well, look at the seahorse behind you.
Yeah, that's on that pillow.
Oh, that's looking good. Bring it up a little closer, little closer, little. Don't touch the camera.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the body shape is really good. Yeah, the head, you got a little bit more work to do, of course. That's the thing is I'm pushing it, even trying to get anything that resembles a wolf out of this myself. So anybody, you guys, I understand we are going quickly. The colors look good, girl. I like the colors. I would say, yeah, right around his tail. The snow around his tail looked like it caught some of the tail, and it went a little warm there. So you're gonna probably bring some paint back in there and clean that up. And then when you put in just a few of those, mark the jumbled snow areas, in the front area, I think that will probably help. Pull him down to the bottom of the painting a little bit more even. And then, yeah, I think that's going to look nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That was very fast. Trying to keep up was a bit of a challenge.
It is. But you got all week to, work on it, and you can go back to the video anytime.
Sounds good. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Good work.
Thank you.
Where are you in Florida?
We live in Florida. We're on a boat in, where am I? Michigan. No, Indiana.
Oh, you're in a boat in Indiana?
Yeah, we're on a boat in Indiana. So
Well, good for you. Good job on that.
well, thank you.
All right. All right, Mindy. Come on, Mindy. We got Mindy, Sarah coming too.
Okay.
Here's Mindy's. All right, a little higher. Oh, good. Wow. Mindy, you hit this one. Wow, that looks gorgeous.
I guess when I have to go faster, I do better.
You didn't play around. You just you could see there's some really strong strokes in there. Just, that's the whole thing is, when you put the strokes in, you just leave it and just go on to the next one, and not worry about each stroke.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. That is really quite nice.
Oh, thanks.
Well drawn. I love the ears. Everything feels great. Really, the posture of the wolf turning back there feels right. The snow's good enough. I mean, I almost like it unfinished because it just feels so masterful, because you really looks like you just knew what you're doing, and just did it.
Thanks, Jim.
That looks great. Congrats. Wow, that was easy. Okay. All right, Sarah.
Yeah.
Here goes Sarah. Don't blow it, Sarah.
Oh no, it's a lot of pressure. People did really good today.
Oh, come on. You go. Look at you. Look at you. Oh, very nice. You really muted the whole thing out very nicely.
Oh, thank you.
Good job on everything. Well drawn, too. Wow. Those footprints back there look fat. I'm looking at those footprints. I go, wow, that foot looks like that footprint went straight in and straight down. That probably went, okay. Otherwise, I think the shadow could be a little stronger, but that could be the video.
Okay.
Just a little too muted. And him too. I think you got to bring back a little bit more of the darks in and lights.
Okay.
You got everything. You just, even the darks might be fine. It could be just the highlights, in the fur, and that's really good. And then work on his face and head a little bit more, get a little more, of course, around the eyes and the nose and things like that. Okay. And the tail too, that tough at the very beginning, just shove it, mush it together.
Okay.
And then a few more steps in the front to kind of bring the viewer in a little bit. And that's fun. That is fun. I really like the depth of the snow. Really good idea. Really good. And it feels right. It feels like, that almost looks so realistic. It brings a whole different character to it. It's really nice. Congrats. Beautiful snow.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, finish that up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Congrats.
Thank you.
You know, you guys, we paid for an hour and a half, less than an hour and a half, and you guys get it all finished too. So you guys are keeping up with me. I mean, an hour and a half. That's all you put into it. Yeah, I'll end up putting another probably 2 hours into it, just to straightening out things, eyeballs, little things like that. They take a while to do. I'll be probably putting in the eyeballs like 3 or 4 times till I feel like it's right. That's the way those things go. But this is a nice kind of a loose one. It's not like real detailed, but it's fun. Next week, I might go a little bit tougher on you. Might find something that's going to take you another week or so to paint, because I want you guys painting while I'm gone. I don't want you being slackers and not painting. So, and also when I'm gone and stuff, I'm always checking Facebook and stuff. So if you're painting, paint something else or finish some of these others paintings during those times. Don't stop painting. You stop painting, you start going back down. You got to keep going up. So you're always painting, so you don't forget things. That's about it. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Finish these up when you can. And man, we'll see you next week for something really tough.
Thanks, Jim. See you next
See you
week.
later, Jim.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.